the captions might not be more than just one word that we use to explain it. But that notwithstanding, we have to ensure that we fulfill all righteousness, that everything that the syllabus mentioned. In fact, like one word there in today's lecture that they just write somewhere, segmentation. I don't have to ensure that at least in one way or the other, I give its definition, let you know the significance of segmentation and the rest, and why organizations are using it. So let's start our lecture. So our today's lecture, we start by looking at CRM. That is Customers Relationship Management. At times, in some instances, the CRM too, depending on how they set the question, particularly if it is in the marketing discipline, the same CRM can be interpreted as customer relationship marketing. So now we have it here, CRM, Customers Relationship Management. So what does it stand for? And of what importance is CRM to organization and the company customers and investors? As you can see, CRM simply means a strategic business approach that companies use to establish and maintain. You can quote that word. Company uses to establish. It is one thing to establish, another to maintain it, so that you can be able to have a sustainable relationship with the customers. So CRM, customer relationship management, implies the strategic business approach that companies use to establish mutual, enduring, and long-term relationship with their customers in order for them to be able to gain total customers' loyalty. Apart from that, effective CRM give company an opportunity for them to attract new customers, because the new customers that we call prospective customers, when they are aware of the CRM approach of the company, they will be tempted. There is going to be a drive for them to patronize the company. So CRM is majorly used for companies to establish and maintain benefiting relationship with their customers in order for them to gain their continuous long-term patronage, loyalty, and profitability. I think that one is clear enough. So the other things that we have in that our introductive aspect is that nowadays that we are now in digital era, now that technology is evolving, innovation is taking place everywhere. So companies now integrate their CRM, customer relationship strategy, with information technology. So this one will assist them for them to be able to have a database. It will assist them for them to be able to track their customers' patronage and to equally help them to reduce customers' switching behavior. Because any customers that we don't see, and there's no record that they come this week, next week, or this month at all to make any meaningful purchase, we can check on them to know if the customers are experiencing sluggish sales, to know if everything is well with the customers. So all these things make the customers to patronize more, and then we have trust in the organization. So we should know that customer relationship management can be better achieved by using technology and innovation. So what do we now call CRM strategic acquisition? CRM strategic acquisition. By CRM strategic acquisition, it simply means the process of using customer relationship strategic approach to win new customers. That is what we call CRM strategic acquisition. It is the word acquisition there that should be our focus, center of attraction. How can we use CRM to acquire customers? So effective customer relationship management can be used to attract new customers that we can transform into loyal customers. And I inform you that customers acquisition, we also call it prospecting. We see it in the notes. Prospecting means the act of searching for a likely customers that have not purchased our products before, but they have the willingness, they have the power to pay for the services. So through customer relationship management and the use of technology, we can be able to acquire such customers. So the customer relationship acquisition can be achieved through the following electronic business techniques. So we put about 5 there. 1, profiling potential customers and market segments. That is one technique. 2, using customer-specific online promotion. Yes, we can do online promotion, incentive promotion. We can use the use of influencers, customers engagement online, and content marketing to achieve this. And through direct email. Direct email can be used, and then search engine registration or optimization, SEO, search engine optimization. So we can use all these things for us to acquire and win customers, most especially through electronic medium. In the third paragraph informs us that there are 3 logical and important areas that customer relationship management covers. And the 3 important areas covered by CRM are analytics, which is the same thing as analysis. The analytical approach that we are talking about here in the number 1 implies that CRM can be used to analyze the customer's data. The customer's data as in the number of customers, the location of the customers, the buying pattern of the customers, the buying preference of the customers. So all these things can be achieved through customer relationship management. That means customer relationship management is used for analysis of customers' biodata. 2, the second one is operation. In the operation, the CRM software can assist corporate organizations in analyzing their operational process, such as sales and marketing and customer service delivery process. It can even be used for us to analyze our sales records and the various types of demands that the company is facing. So that once we can be able to do this, we can be able to track our performance. So the company will be able to move forward and achieve all their predetermined goals. The third area that CRM focus on is collaboration. If I don't want to bother you, I wanted to use the word collaboratory filtering there. But all these grammars at times we need to simplify to achieve what we call collaboration. And through that collaboration, direct interaction with their customers through email marketing and automated phone inquiry. That automated phone inquiry, please, in case you are reading another literature, in case you see in the study pack or Google materials, or in case in the exam, I can inform us that the company achieved collaboration through what we call telemarketing. Telemarketing is the same thing as automated phone inquiry. Please note. What we call telemarketing? Telemarketing means the use of mobile phone, telephone call to make transactions with customers. That's what we call telemarketing or automated phone inquiry. So we are using our mobile phone to call customers to take their delivery, or the customers who can call the company to make an inquiry to order for material. That is what we call telemarketing. When the company calls the customers out, we call it, if the customers are the ones that call into the company to make certain inquiry or place order, that is what we call inbound telemarketing. So having looked at that, we look at some key components of our customers relationship management. Some of the key components of customer relationship management are customer service. We are doing relationship management for us to improve on our able to give the customers favorable purchase experience so that we can be able to render selfless services to the customer that will guarantee their satisfaction. Another component is Salesforce automation. Salesforce automation. So CRM is used to enhance sales. CRS is used to facilitate timeless processing of customers' order and efficient delivery to them. At the same time, customer data analysis that we mentioned, not quite long, is one of the key components of CRM. So next we go to segmentation. Segmentation. I'm hopeful by next class I should be able to share the slide with you. I'm seriously working on the system now. They should be able to fix it this week, God willing. Segmentation, please. Hope you are there. You have seen it. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Segmentation. Please listen. And I've informed you anytime we are having lecture like this, always ensure you have a note or plain sheet and biro for what we have in the material. Okay, what do we call segmentation? Segmentation simply means dividing. That is what we call segmentation. Like for instance, they give us a circle. They now say we should divide that circle into 4 segments or 6 segments. So you have to divide it in such a way that we have about 6 columns or 4 there. That is the meaning of segmentation, to divide. Since we know that segmentation means dividing, then let's now try to give it definition. The simple definition that I give you here stated that segmentation is defined as the division of a large heterogeneous market into units that are homogeneous in order to satisfy the needs and wants of the customers. Normally, the definition is supposed to be about 3 or 4 lines, but I streamlined the definition. So market segmentation, again, means dividing heterogeneous markets into homogeneous units in order to satisfy the needs and wants of the customers. So the question I'm expecting you now to ask me is that, what do we call heterogeneous markets? And what is homogeneous customers that we mentioned? And how can the division of heterogeneous markets bring about homogeneous units and satisfy customers' needs? Very simple. But see, anytime we are talking about markets, means the strategic marketing approach that companies use to divide large markets. That large market comprises of different heterogeneous customers. And that's the reason why we call it a heterogeneous market. It is a heterogeneous market because all the customers in that market, their needs and wants are not the same. Anytime we have customers that their needs are not the same, then we call them heterogeneous customers. For instance, now, when we are saying we should take statistic of the student preference in terms of mobile phone, Biodun, for instance, can say, my own preference is Samsung. Ahmad Akoli can say, my own preference is Infinix. Ade Ibura can say, my own preference is iPhone. Why I mention I say that, I like Aua or what have you. So we have different needs from different products. And it is not at all times companies will be able to meet these diverse needs of the customers. Anytime they cannot be able to produce different products to satisfy all these customers' needs, then they will just produce one product and push it to the market. But if they have the resources or they've been working overtime on it, then automatically the company can be able to produce different products to cater for different needs of customers. So market segmentation look into that, to divide a market that we call heterogeneous market, comprises of different customers with different needs, into homogeneous units. So homogeneous units now means that in that group, we are going to have a group of customers having identical or similar needs. Those are the people that we call homogeneous customers. So once we divide them into group like that, it will now be easier for us to satisfy their needs. Unlike before that they just buy what they see. But now that we have been able to identify their needs, we now provide different products for them. Let me give you one typical example. This consumable product that we buy, that is a cola drink, not alcoholic drink, soft drink. A good example, let's just say Coke, for instance. We have Coke for customers that just feel like they want to refresh, quench thirst, or have preference for Coke. That they don't buy Coke, or they have bought it before, they are allergic to it. They experience dissatisfaction. In so then they don't want to buy Coke again. Why? Because they are complaining that Coke contains caffeine. It has high level of sugar. It has high level of calorie and cholesterol. So we as a company, we don't want to lose them to our competitors. Before they go elsewhere, what was the initiative of the company? We can recall. They have to produce Diet Coke that period. So that Diet Coke accommodates customers that want low sugar and what have you. Yet customers are still complaining that they don't want diabetes, they don't want this and that. That 7-Up bottling company has produced H2O. Coke immediately, they have to segment again and produce Zero Coke. That is what we call customer segmentation. So in market segmentation, we produce different products to cater for different needs of customers. So what are the benefits of market segmentation? I've put about 5 benefits of market segmentation there. Segment our products and markets. It assists in satisfying heterogeneous needs, different needs of customers. And it helps the company to achieve what we call customers retention. Because since we have segmented our own products too, our customers will not go and buy other competitors' products. So in relation to that, market segmentation prevents brand switching. Customers will not leave our brand to go and buy other brands that was segmented by another company. So that customers retention that we mentioned, I try to emphasize on it because there's a caption too in the ICANN syllabus that says students are required to have in-depth understanding of what we call customers retention. So now we look at customers retention. Customers retention simply means the strategic approach that the customer, the company puts in place to retain their existing customers. This same approach is equally used by company to attract and retain their new buyers that's just buying the product for the first time. Anytime we are able to win a prospective customers, we acquire new customers. That customers buy our products and we assure them of the quality of the product and satisfaction. We promise them they are not going to regret their purchase decision, and we are expecting to see them again. That statement, expecting to see you again, means repeat purchase. We want them to exercise continuous patronage of our products. So to do what we call repeat buying. They are buying again. Then such a customer has been retained. And don't forget, about 2 weeks ago, that we discussed on lock-in strategy. Lock-in strategy. That we use Microsoft or Dell as an example. Lock-in strategy is aimed at achieving customers' retention. When you buy HP laptop, anything that you want to do, you have to ensure that you use the software, spare parts of HP. Then automatically cannot go another place unless you buy another product. So in customers retention, the focus is to retain our existing and potential customer that buy our products so that we can continue to enjoy their continuous patronage and make profit. So what are the various techniques that we can use to achieve customers retention? The first thing that we started with should come to your mind, since I don't put it there. That is customer relationship management. You must build relationship with your customers. Any customer you don't see, call them. Those ones that purchase your product, if the company says you should give them rebate, percentage reduction, be transparent in doing that. If there is any provision for after-sales services, you do that. Celebrate your customer's birthday. All these things helps. At times when I'm marking birthday, before I woke up, before my family even say, Daddy, happy birthday, whatever, it is my bank that will first of all send message. That's a good customer's retention and building approach. So personalization of email can be used for customers retention, order tracking, telemarketing, and after-sale promotion. All these things are effective tools that we can use either quarterly or annually or during festive period. The rewarding of the customers too, giving on discounts, is part of effective ways of achieving customers retention. So the next we look at, you can scroll down please, is customers extension. Because we need to be a little bit fast. We have so many things to cover today, please. Customers extension. The customers extension simply means extending the business transaction between the company and the customers. So when I mean extending the business relationship, that means we have the aim of selling multiple products. We have the aim of rendering multiple services to our customers. So we don't limit ourselves to the order that the customers place. We have to inform the customers of our extended product line. We have to inform the customers of other available services that our company do. So all this one will assist us to be able to gain a lot of numerous customers patronage. And in the customers extension, we can achieve this one by doing what we call cross-selling or upselling. In the cross-selling, we sell related products to our customers. Like we sell laptop, we sell charger, we do antivirus installation for them, screen guide. All these things are cross-selling. We introduce our related product that we have in our store that we sell to customers. But if we don't inform the customers of this, they just feel it's only laptop that we buy. Immediately they buy the laptop, they move to the next shop to get all these accessories. And at the same time, we do upselling. In the upselling, we introduce some of our expensive products. So the customer that we feel they have the financial capacity to buy it. Because depending on the grade of the laptop that the customers enter our shop to buy, we have another one of high fashion. We introduce it because they want to buy. That is what we call upselling. So the customer's extension means extending our business relationship, the number of products that the customer company. So the next one is customers acquisition that we have discussed about earlier. Customers acquisition means winning new customers, converting our potential customer that is buying our product for the first time into actual customer. anytime you see actual customers means the categories of customers that have purchased the company's product before, be it for their personal use, or they buy it and resell it at a profit, or they dash it out as a gift. Those are the people we call actual customers. But potential customers are the customers that have not purchased the company's product before. And those are the categories of customers that you want to acquire. It's like doing evangelism, doing customer storming, looking for would-be customers that we can convert. And all these customers, we can get them through referral. We can get the customers through what we call endless chain. Endless chain means that, just for instance, introduce someone to me, I said to that person, the person was satisfied with the product. I asked the person to recommend. He recommend the pastor. Pastor buy from me, he achieve it, introduce the product to the church member. So that link continue like that. That is the meaning of what we call endless chain. So all these terminologies, they are very simple things that we should know. And in our customer selection, that's another term. Customer selection just means identifying our target customers. Because at times, companies, in some instances, or mostly, let me use the word mostly, constantly produce a product and introduce it to the general public. But at times, depending on the nature of the product and the area of specialization of the company, they might want some specific customers that they want to tailor their product to, they want to sell their product to. Or they want a specific customers that they have segmented their products for. That's what we call customer selection. Target customers. So that's the meaning of customer selection. So again, we are required to know the meaning of transactional marketing and relationship marketing. So we are required to know the meaning and probably the differences between the two terms, transactional marketing and relationship marketing. In the relationship marketing, is the same thing as customers relationship management. And that was what I started earlier. Relationship marketing simply means a strategic approach used by the company to build mutually benefiting relationship and long-lasting business transaction with our customers. That is what we call relationship marketing. It's focused on long-time, profitable business relationship with the customers. But when it's come to transactional marketing just focus on selling to customers to make immediate or short-time profits. That is the meaning of transactional marketing. That one does not focus on building long-term relationship with our customers. That's the difference there. So next, what are the main features of relationship marketing? The main features of relationship marketing is simply for you to collect valuable information about the customers. We can email them to let them know about our products availability. Once you get that valuable information about the customers, about data, then we store the information for the consumption and usage of the company so that we can have instant business relationship with the customers. And all this information that we gather, we have to continuously leverage on them to track them and ensure that we produce or provide services that will not make the customer to regret of ever establishing business relationship with our company. Another important thing that we have again is resources and competencies. resources, and competencies. The organizational resources comprises of tangible and intangible products. Intangible assets. Hello? Sorry for that short. Sorry, it was due to network. The network just tried and trip off. Very sorry about that. Okay, let's continue from where we stopped. We are looking at resources. The resources of the organization comprises of both human and material resources. At the same time, the company resources refers to the valuable assets of the company, which include the skills, the operational process, and value chain process of creating products and services to achieve customer satisfaction. So the resources of the organizations are limited in supply. No company have the abundance of resources, including Nigeria. You can see Nigeria now is in a mess. We have borrowed and borrowed money, and despite the fact that this money was not even used for the intended purpose. But what I wanted to use there is that if we have sufficiency in financial resources, then we don't need to borrow any money from World Bank or borrow money from China and the rest. That tells you that resources are always limited in supply. And since we all knew that the resources are limited in supply, companies and individuals, including nations, must ensure effective utilization of these resources to achieve success and positive results. So the resources of the organization can be grouped into human resources, that is, the employees, the support staff, the managers, and the rest. We have the physical resources. Those are the tangible assets, the properties, the environment, the buildings, raw materials, and many more. Those are the things that we call the physical resources. The component materials, semi-manufactured materials, supplementary goods, finished goods, they are physical resources. While the financial resources means the liquidity, the capital the company is using to turn around their business activities. And this capital can be acquired through financial institutions, some through the sweat capital, initial capital outlay into the business, profitability announcing. All these monies are being plowed back to ensure the business. So having understood the meaning of resources, now let's look at the mini resource audit. The essence of this mini resource audit is for you to have a history, the summary of what the resources of the company looks like. In the mini resources audit, then we have one human resources audit. As you can see, that the human resources audit comprises of the employees. It's comprised of the company remuneration package that we are giving to our company. It's our resources too. But this is what we are going to use to attract and retain our staff so that they will not leave our company and go elsewhere. In our human resources, we have capacity building and staff motivation. They are part of the human resources. So human resources generally cover the areas of our employees that we are assisting to achieve our goals. Another mini resources is what we call management resources. The management resources comprise of the employee skills, the management skill, the organizational capability is part of the management resources, and knowledge gap identification. We should be able to identify the gap in knowledge, the area of deficiency of our staff, and how can we manage this? This one can be effectively managed by sending that staff to training Can be internal training or external training. So that one will help us to fill the gap. So another resources that we have is technology. The technology resources means investment in operational process, investment in ICT, advancement in technology and innovation. This is what we call technology assets. What are the intangible resources? Intangible resources of the company comprises of goodwill of the company, CSR, customer relationship management, patent rights, trademark, brand mark. All these things are what we call intangible resources. But this meaning all this is intentionally put there so that when ICANN is using one or two or three of them to form question, it should be easier for us to know. And we have our intellectual capital resources, which is part of the intangible resources too. Our copyright, our trademark, patent rights, and technical know-how. After the mini resources, we have threshold resources and unique resources. So that's the reason why I told you that this lecture today, we have so many captions that you just have to know the meaning. That when we see them, we come across them in exam condition. The ICANN is not saying that the company, Ayelabo Nigeria Limited, they have the threshold resources and unique capability, including core competency in capacity building. So all those terminologies or words will not be strange to us. And that's the reason why I don't skip them at all. I will just know their meanings. And when the exam is approaching too, that we are doing revision, we are going to emphasize on all these things too, solve some past questions, see how they are being used. So when we now come across all this words, it will be strange to us. What's the meaning of threshold resources and unique resources? Anywhere you see threshold resources mean the minimum resources that a company need to start a business. That if at all we don't have anything, what should be our threshold resources? At least we should be able to have little capital for us to register our business. And if it's a business that we can do without registering, that later we register, we should be able to have little capital to start that business. So that small capital is what we call threshold resources. The raw materials that we need is a threshold resources. Personal efforts, or you want to use family support to start the business, it is threshold resources. So the minimum resources that is required to start and survive any business is what we call threshold resources. The second one that we have is unique resources. What is unique resources? The unique resources means acquiring some resources that is difficult for other competitors to have. And all these resources, we must be able to use them effectively to gain competitive advantage over our rivals. So in our unique resources now, we can have opportunity for maybe financial resources, the way God has blessed Dangote, the light of Femi Otedola, and other serial entrepreneurs. In terms of financial capability, you can see they are the major shareholders in First Bank. Here, they move into refinery business or whatever. That is unique resources. Some of them, they have artificial monopoly gained from the government. It's a unique resources. Strategic location of a business is a unique resources. So that's what we call unique resources. Threshold resources mean minimum resources that we need. Unique resources, some special resources that give you advantage over our competitors. So having looked at that, we have competencies. What is the meaning of competency? Competencies just means the ability of the company to effectively utilize their limited resources to produce quality goods and services that will offer value to the customers. It is one thing for you to have resources. It is another for the company to have capability and experience or skillful staff. If all these resources are not integrated together, then you cannot gain anything competency. So competency is gained by integrating the company resources, both human and material resources, to produce qualitative products that will offer value to the customers. Okay, please scroll down along with me, please. And let's move to what we call core competency. That is another word. We just mentioned the word competency. Now, we now have sustainable core competency. You should be able to see that in page 6. Page 6 of 5. Sustainable core competency. Immediately after competency. Are you there? Hello?
Yes, sir. We are there, sir.
Okay. Sustainable core competency. Please, in this area, there are two things that I want us to gain here. One, the meaning of core competency. Two, the meaning of sustainable core competency. Anything we call core competency. Core competency means having superior areas of service delivery or product value. So in the core competency, we have strategic areas, unique resources, skills and experience or specialization to render some services better than competitors. And it is core competency because it is a very rare area. Other competitors are still striving to be able to do it. Like for instance now, in the broadcasting TV stations that we have in Nigeria, Channels TV, they have core competency in news broadcast. When you look at it globally, in terms of news broadcast, CNN, the likes of Al Jazeera, BBC and the rest, they have core competency in broadcasting. That is the meaning of core competency. The area of superior performance over all other existing competitors. Now look at the topic. If you are being asked in exam that how can the company core competency be sustained or provide competitive advantage? For the company core competency to last forever, that is the meaning of sustainable. For the company core competency to last longer and give them competitive advantage, that core competency must be durable. It's not something that you offer them just short-time benefit over rivals. No, you should provide long-time competitive advantage. Secondly, the core competency should be difficult to imitate. It should be difficult to imitate because your competitors should be striving to uncover your business secrecy. Your competitors should be striving to do everything humanly possible to ensure that they match you or bypass you and gain competitive position. But once our core competency, our strategy is difficult to imitate, to copy for them, then we'll be able to sustain it and be a leader in the market for a longer period. And if I thought they are trying to imitate it, if our core competency is costly to imitate, that is another one. It is one thing for it to be difficult, it's another for them to be costly. Once they discover they have to spend billions of naira to uncover our trade secrets, then they will back off. So at the same time, the company must ensure they have the required capability. You must have the capability to produce, capability to deliver, capability to promote our products, capability to offer value to the customers, and favorable post-purchase satisfaction. So once we're able to do this, then we can be proud of our core competency, that it has given us opportunity for long-time positive competitive advantage. So that's the reason why I always inform people, even in training, individual, friends, when we are discussing, and these are the things that Nigeria lack. We lack capacity, we lack capability, we are not visionary. Nigeria, I don't think we have area of core competency. I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know the area of core competency that we have. Maybe probably corruption, stealing. And that's the more reason why we find ourselves in this situation we have. We are static. We are not growing. And yet, we make just lip service, empty boasting. We are giant of Africa. No. The likes of Rwanda that even fought war and Ethiopia, whatever, they are doing better than us. So companies, individual and nation, must have capacity, competency, capability, core competency, and effective use of resources for you to gain landmark, long-time sustainable advantage. We see dynamic capability. Dynamic capability. The first paragraph started with a green pen. I'm making all these green pens so that it will be easier for you. When you are reading, you know the key points that is there that you need already. Dynamic capability. Dynamic capability. We are seeing the same page. Under capability, you see subheading, bold, dynamic capability. Don't worry, our next slide, we share slide together. So my laptop will be fixed. Dynamic capability, we have seen it. In the same page where we are looking at sustainable core competency, that should be the third paragraph or fourth paragraph.
Okay.
Dynamic capability, we have seen it. Okay, thank you, sir. What do we call dynamic capability? You see the same capability that we have talked about, but the only difference there is the word dynamic they put in front. Dynamic comes before capability. So the two together is telling us that as individual, as corporate organization, as a nation, as an investors and entrepreneur, we must not be static. We must not be rigid in our approach, in our decision making, in our method of operation. There should be room for flexibility. That is what dynamic capability is talking about. So if you want us to give it a definition, we have so many definitions that we can pick. That dynamic capability means the ability of a company or individual to adjust or adapt to changes in the business environment. That's just the simple meaning. The ability of the company to be able to adapt. If government says tomorrow they have increased the value tax, then we have to adapt because it will affect all our operational activities, including the pricing of our products. If tomorrow or Monday, the CBN pronounced through all the deposit money bank that they increase the interest rate, then automatically we have to hold an emergency meeting to see how this will affect our acquisition of raw materials, cost of production, the price of our products, dividends, and what have you. So the ability to react to changes in the business environment, that is the meaning of what we call dynamic capability. And once we can be able to react proactively, promptly to changes in the business environment, then such a company will be able to achieve results and gain sustainable survival. Okay, next we have cost efficiency. How can our cost efficiency bring about strategic capability? Cost efficiency. Cost efficiency simply means the ability of an entity to reduce their cost. The cost of acquisition of raw materials, the cost of transforming the raw materials, the cost of packaging, promotion, distribution, and selling. That ability to minimize all the total cost that is associated to our production and service delivery. That is what we call cost efficiency. And you can see, not even limited to Nigeria, globally now. Not quite long that we overcome economic recession, global economic recession. Immediately after that global economic recession, a lot of corporate organizations, companies, government are yet to stabilize up to today. In the process of stabilizing, unannounced emergent spread of COVID-19 from Wuhan in China happens. After that, a lot of issues are just coming up. Removal of subsidy is there. Electricity tariff that was high, no fuel, so many things. All these things are affecting individual and companies' life. And it's increasing the operational cost of doing business every second. So what can a company do to minimize costs? Because the ability of the company to find some strategic areas of minimizing costs will give them opportunity to earn more robust profits, meet the expectation of the shareholders, and continue to satisfy their customers. Cost efficiency is one of the threshold strategic capability that company need for continuous existence and survival. Because lack of ability to reduce costs will retrogress the performance of the company, and it will affect their profitability and continuous existence. So what are the various ways through which we can achieve cost efficiency? Cost efficiency can be achieved through backward and forward integration. Don't forget to, particularly for those who are just joining us, there was a time we discussed on Michael Porter's generic competitive strategy. Porter's generic competitive strategy informs us that if you want to sell at a lower cost, you must ensure that you reduce your total operational costs. Reduction of total operational costs is what we call cost efficiency. And the scholar informs us, if you have forgotten, let me remind you, that one of the various ways of reducing cost efficiency is through budgeting. You must have budgeting provisions. So that one will bring about accountability and the rest. Another way of reducing costs, achieving cost efficiency, is by reducing overhead expenses. We don't even need to overstaff ourselves. Another way of reducing cost efficiency, he mentioned the word backward and forward integration, internal sourcing of raw materials, internal training of our staff. Another one that we are seeing in the material, economic of scale. Economic of scale means producing in large quantity. When we have the ability to produce in large quantity, then the volume of the quantity we are producing will be large. This one will help the company. It will assist them to spread all their fixed costs over the large volume of output that they are producing. But if the company does not have opportunity for economic of scale, how are we going to break even? Not to talk of realizing profits. That means the quantity we are producing is small. The number of customers we are serving is small. And that's the reason why majority of the small and medium scale enterprises, they are dying within 1 to 5 years that they establish the business. So cost efficiency gives company opportunity for strategic capability and competitive advantage. Having looked at the cost efficiency, then we have corporate knowledge as another sub-heading there, and economic of scope. Corporate knowledge and economic of scope. So once we do this, then we can be able to move to another interesting topics that we have ahead. Corporate knowledge. Corporate knowledge is essential for companies that intend to be in business and have overriding and commanding advantage over other rivals. And the corporate knowledge is not something that is gained overnight. The corporate knowledge is gained through accumulation of learning and experience. Corporate knowledge is gained through investment in staff development. And that's the reason why companies have failed to develop their staff. They think they are saving costs. They are ruining their future opportunity. They are weakening their competitive position. And very soon, such company will experience what we call high staff turnover. The staff will still be living for another greener pasture and better payment. And they'll have used their company to acquire series of experience that will give them increased salary in where they are going. Corporate knowledge can equally be gained and strengthened through what we call collaboratory agreements. That is strategic alliance, through something like franchising. A lot of people gain knowledge. Even through what we call outsourcing, when you subcontract, people gain knowledge through. Investment in technology and innovation, companies gain knowledge in all these areas. And once we now accumulate all this knowledge, then it will give us strategic capability, ability to strategically perform, produce quality products, build relationship with customers, provide solutions to customers' needs, create satisfaction to customers, and at the same time, we make knowledge is an antidote for achieving strategic capability and improved performance. Not quite long, we mentioned economic of scale, mean producing in large quantity in order to reduce costs and make profits. But now, you can see in the slide we have economic of scope. Economic of scope. What do we call economic of scope? Company can gain economic of scope by using one machine to produce 2 products or 3 products. It's a very good advantage and cost reduction approach. Like for instance now, we mentioned Coca-Cola not quite long. Coke now, the machine they are using to fill Coke, cork it, print the label. That same machine can be used to fill Everwater, cork it, and print the label. So the company have achieved economic of scope. If we have a staff, or you and I, where we are working, or the personal business that we are doing, we have a skill. That skill gives us opportunity to produce at least 2 or 3 products that we can sell. It's economic of scope, because it gives you opportunity to make more profit and be more competitive. For instance, now, I have knowledge in CSME. I can lecture PSAP. For instance, I can produce liquid soap. I'm very proactive and very good. I have good background and accumulated knowledge in agriculture. I can manage farm or poultry. That is economic of scope. When companies have opportunity to produce multiple products, or they have a machine that can produce 2 or more products to reduce costs and continue to gain more profit, that is the meaning of economic of scope. In the assessing resources,
Sorry, can it be valid to individual too?
Can it be what, sir?
Is it applicable to individual too?
It's applicable to individuals too. It is applicable to individuals. Like you now, I pray God will crown your effort with success. Very soon now you will qualify as a chartered accountant. It gives you more opportunity. You now discover some people, including you and I, if you have the opportunity and the resources, you can go and learn coding and put forensic auditing into it. That is economical scope. It will give you opportunity for multiple source of income through that knowledge that we have. It really helps. So it's applicable to individual, and that's the one reason why we are clamoring that Nigerian youths are not lazy. You and I are not lazy. We have gifts, but now ability to now tap that gifts that we are giving, ability to improve on that potential, ability for the Nigerian youth to showcase this talent, see organizations that can develop them, give them room for them to now make contribution to achievement of the company goals. That is what is killing most of this talent. Individual habits, even company that we are talking about, is it not individual that the company is going to use to achieve all this? It's individual, like you and I. So we now have assessing resources and competency. We have discussed about resources a lot today and competency. So again, this particular aspect of the syllabus too mentions some aspect of SWOT analysis. Don't forget that in our lecture 4 or 5, we discussed comprehensively on SWOT analysis. And thank God SWOT analysis is a straightforward thing that companies use to analyze internally and externally their relative area of strength and weaknesses, opportunity and threat. And I inform you that strength and weaknesses are internal analysis, while opportunity and threats are external analysis. And the more this aspect of the syllabus too mentions SWOT analysis, I decided not to ignore it. So I made provision for typical example of SWOT analysis that we are going to see in page 8 and 9. We have strengths. A good example of the company's strengths can be in the area of 1, economic of scale that we mentioned now. It's a strength. If the company 2, enjoy economic of scope, it's a strength. Abundant resources is a strength of a company. Organization knowledge and employees' capacity development is a strength of a company. Increase in sales and profitability is a strength. Core competency is a strength of a company. So we have put so many examples of what we call strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats, including the likely problems that people talk about SWOT analysis. There are some of the problems of SWOT analysis that was mentioned is that SWOT analysis will give you truly opportunity to categorize or list strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats of the company. But at times, it will be difficult for you to differentiate and for you to know those ones that are more valuable than the other. At the same time, SWOT analysis can help you to identify significant issue, but you cannot evaluate it. You just list them. It is you that will now use your expertise to be able to list them. So don't let us waste much time on SWOT analysis since we have done it before. But underneath SWOT analysis is what we call SWA analysis. SWA analysis in page 9. Possibly it might be in page 8 or whatever in yours, but quickly check that. SOAR, SWA analysis. If you are seeing it, Aidewura Abiodun, Mr. Amechi, whatever, let me know. Just inform me that you have seen it. SWA analysis, yes. Page 9.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. SOAR. Please note to SWA analysis from today. You must not forget it. I will ask you next class. Immediately we want to start our class. That what does that abbreviation SWA analysis stand for? It came out early 2000. in one of the CSME skill exam. SWOT analysis simply means a strategic planning technique that company use to examine their strengths and opportunity that the company. Apart from using it to, it's being used by companies and individuals to detail their future desire. Instead of using the word D, that desire that I mentioned now, that desire was now replaced with aspiration. It gives you opportunity to map out your future aspiration and the likely results that you want to achieve. So SWOT analysis stands for S, strength, O, opportunity, A, aspiration, and R, results. Again, SWOT analysis, it stands for strength, opportunity, aspiration, and results. And for better understanding of the SWOT analysis model, I'll put it underneath. You can see the S stands for strength. We identify your core strength and competency. The same thing that we just mentioned now. Our strengths, return on investment, innovation, advancement in technology, economic of scale, economic of scope, low staff turnover, payments of dividends as at when due, staff motivation. All these things are strengths. What are the opportunities? So the opportunity that we identify in the market or in the industry or in the country, the company should be able to utilize them. If not for the constraint of time that we have, I will have asked you that you should just tell me one major opportunity that is open to investors, particularly those people that are into agro-align or importing. Just last week, because the government says the way people are clamoring, particularly this recently concluded protests, they saw to it that truly people are suffering. The increasing cost of foodstuff that people are going to use to answer basic life is difficult. They now said, okay, now for the next 5 months, they want to stop payment of import duty on some basic foodstuff to relieve the masses. It's an opportunity. Even those people that have not been importing wheat, rice, and some other things, they can diversification into that area, because they are not paying any tariff on it. That is what we call opportunity. And in our aspiration means your future goals and desires, the future goals and desires of the company, what they intend to do, how they intend to achieve it, their future investment or area of proposed diversification. That is what we call aspiration. And this is our aspiration, and whatever investment that we make, then we must measure the result. We pray we have a positive result. So under our R, then we should measure the result that we achieve within the stipulated time. Use a short time investment, 1 to 2 years, medium time, 3 to 5 years, long time, 5 years and above. At the expiration of the date, what have we achieved? What are our constraints? What is the result? And that are positive results, we have to celebrate it and ensure we improve on the gray areas or areas of challenges. That is what SWOT analysis implies. If we come out, it's a bonus to us. Why is it a bonus? It's a bonus because it is similar to, what's it called? SWOT analysis. Once it's just put your SOAR and look at the scenario. And if it's a direct question, just give it a definition, state it, and give them their benefits. But if they give us a scenario, look at the company. What are their strengths? You list it. What are their opportunity? facing them currently and the future opportunity stated in the case material, you list it. What are the aspirations of the company? They might be saying that they are aspiring to open international conglomerate company in China or South Africa. That's an aspiration, future investment. What are the expected results or the one that they are achieved? You list it. So it's a bonus to us. So let's pray it comes. So we continue praying and working. We don't have to tempt God. We must pray and work. Okay? What are the benefits of SWOT analysis? Some of the benefits is that it guarantees organization survival. It helps the company to be able to identify their area of strength and the opportunity in the market. So it creates a pathway for achieving future results and desire, and give company opportunity for them to achieve sustainable growth too. Because any company that is doing SWOT analysis will be able to achieve results. So please permit me to go to page 12, please. So we have some questions that I give you. After the SWOT analysis, you can practice those questions too. So when I go to strategic implementation, where we have just 30 minutes or 31 minutes more. Strategic implementation, page 12. Immediately after the self-assess question that I give you, that cover what we have discussed. Can I continue, please? Hello?
Yes, I can continue.
Okay, thank you. Strategic implementation. Strategic implementation here, I will just tell you the meaning in the next 2 minutes. Why? Because we have discussed about it at the onset of our lecture. Now we are talking about it now. We are still going to talk about it later, because there's another topic that mentioned it. You know, at the onset of our lecture, when we are discussing on the 3 elements of strategic management, the 3 elements of strategic management are stated by Johnson, Scholes, and Whittington, is that 1, company must do strategic position audit. 2, we must do strategic choice. Make a choice of the strategy that you want to implement. And the 3rd one, we have not forgotten, is what we call strategy into action. And I tell you that strategy into action means strategic implementation. Simply means to implement the strategy that the company have selected out of the numerous available strategy. We now discover that this strategy is the one that will give us the best results, all things being equal. So the implementation of the adopted strategy is what we call strategic implementation. So for company to have effective strategic implementation, we are made to know that the company must have good organization structure. That is the main focus of this particular chapter. You must have good organization structure. Effective implementation of strategy not only require organization structure, it requires change management. We should be able to manage change effectively. Okay, let's now quickly look at what we call organization structure. Having known the meaning of strategic implementation, and you want me to say it again, strategic implementation means putting in place, implementing the strategy that the company has adopted, maybe for short time, medium time, or long time goals. We just mentioned one strategy now, though that strategy is for short time approach. But the government that is saying that they say 5 months is short time, that they want to remove totally in the next 5 months import duty on food items to relieve Nigerians, including you and I. So we are all feeling the impact of this harsh economy. So what is organization structure? See, for a company to implement their strategy, if the company did not have good structure, short company will fail. My learned colleagues, you can recall that when we are looking at Porter's diamond story, Michael Porter told us that those companies that are doing very well, they are the ones that put in place good strategy, structure, and they have competitors. So now in the organization structure will tell us the hierarchy of commands, means of coordination and communication in the organization. Good organization structure will bring about effective control, and there won't be anything like role conflict because the structure has been put in place. In our organization structure, to nail it, we have 4 types of organization structure that was pinpointed in the syllabus. Just 4. And you are seeing the 4 there. The basic structure that might exist within any entry or part of an entity are: 1, we have entrepreneurial organization structure. We have 2, a functional structure. We have 3, a divisional structure. 4, a matrix structure. So I can say the students are expected to know that in the area of organization structure, they are requiring you to have knowledge about this 4 structure. What is entrepreneurial structure? I don't want to take you back. I will have informed you that this entrepreneurial structure too, we have done it. We have discussed about it under the Greenhouse growth model in the phase 1. But don't worry, let's continue. Entrepreneurial organization structure. It is a kind of structure that is more common in one-man business, in a joint business, in an infant company that is just growing up. Why do we call it entrepreneurial organization structure? It is called entrepreneurial structure because all major decisions in the organization, decision that has to do with what to produce, how to produce, who to produce, for whom are we producing, all that decision is taken by the owner of the business. If it is one person, it is a family business, it is a joint venture, it is a partnership business. Those people that own the business, they are the one that is taking all major decisions. And all these decisions is being centralized. They take the decision on their own. But as the company is growing higher, then entrepreneurial structure will not be efficient. They have to use possibly a functional structure. So what are the characteristics of entrepreneurial structure? I'm sorry, because of the limit of time. In the entrepreneurial structure, you can see the first characteristics, that the owner, entrepreneur, take major decision, just like Dangote. The owner take major decision. But we cannot use Dangote here because Dangote business has a life. Matrix structure is more applicable for Dangote. But if I own my own personal business now, you have your own personal business or a small scale business that is just starting up, or a business salon or what have you, the owner takes all decisions and hardly delegates duties and responsibility to the staff. Their mode of operation is relatively simple and there is no complexity. The top characteristics that I put for you is that the resources allocation and utilization are decided by the entrepreneur. That's what we call entrepreneurial structure. Just know that it is structure that is suitable for a company that is just growing. So if they now give us a case study that at the onset of the company was using entrepreneurial structure. And despite the fact that the company has achieved landmark results and they have now having regional sales office and the rest, yet they have not changed their structure, you should know that it's a weakness and a problem that will backfire for the company later. That's how they set question. So what are the functional structure? The functional structure is a kind of organizational structure that the company use when it's achieving increase in scope, market expansion, business development, and opening more offices or branches. So when the company now start to become more formalized, they are now having sales department, marketing department, store department, accounting unit, supply chain management unit, then entrepreneurial structure cannot be sufficient for them. And it should not even be effective. Because now they are now having the information communication unit, research and development unit. So the more the company grow, the more they change their structure. And to add to it, the company now have 6 outlets or regional outlets in the north, in the south, in Cameroon. So they need a functional structure. In that functional structure, we are going to have the board of directors giving authority and decisions and responsibility to all the functional managers. So functional structure is used as the company is increasing in size and scope. The third one is divisional organization structure. The divisional organization structure is applicable for companies that produce different products. They have different divisions. They have parent companies. They have different customers. And those customers are segmented. We have industrial customers. We have household customers. We have customers for consumable products. Then the company should be able to use divisional structure. The third type of structure that we have is matrix structure. Matrix structure is used by large companies. You can see I quickly corrected myself when I mentioned Dangote. Sorry, it's a slip of tongue. Because Dangote is a conglomerate organization that have different areas of diversification. And even those areas that they diversify relatedly or conglomerately, they have so many regional outlets within and outside the country. And all these branches, regional outlets, offices, and what have you, their activities there are being networking and coordinated together. So due to the complexity and expansion of the company, they use what we call matrix organization structure that will give them opportunity to manage different value chain processes and projects they are into. So that is what we call matrix structure. I'm very sorry because the time is not on our side. I can still do revision for you before we start our class next weekend. So next we have span of control mentioned in the syllabus too. Span of control. Immediately after the organization structure, you will see a caption where I can put it. Just one minor this thing there that students are required to know span of control. What do we call span of control? Span of control means the number of staff or employees that the managers, the supervisors are expected to manage or supervise for effective results. And gone are those days that we now give the managers large number of employees to supervise. It's like in the academic environment, we have auditorium that have the capacity of 300 students that want to sit for exam. We now put 2 invigilators. You and I, we know that those 2 invigilators cannot supervise effectively. So in the span of control is now telling the management that for effective results and supervision, including
Hello,
control
sir.
measure. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello,
Please, I think I need to take you back to the organizational structure. The structure you drilled there, the one
Yes.
we are having divisional organizational structure. The first one there, I think is functional, but you're having divisional on it. The one that have board of directors, managing director.
Yes. You can help me. That one can be deleted. I will resend it.
Okay,
It's
sir.
a typographical error. Thank you so much. Thanks for
You're
that
welcome, sir.
observation. Yeah, God bless you. Who is speaking? Thank you.
Victoria.
Victoria, okay. Thank you. So in the span of control means the number of people that we have to supervise. For effective results, scholars give us that there are two types of span of control that companies are using and expected to use. We have one, tall, narrow span of control. You can see it is tall, very tall and narrow. Since it is tall and narrow, it implies that the managers is having smaller number of staff to supervise and coordinate their activities. That is what's the meaning of tall, narrow. Tall and narrow means the number of staff given to the supervisor to supervise, they are not more than 1 to 5, or let's say at most 1 to 10. That is, we are having 10 staff to supervise. We are having 10 students to supervise. That's what we call tall, narrow. And the benefit of this one, the characteristics or benefit of the tall, narrow is that since the number of staff we are supervising is small, they are narrow, then there will be effective supervision. There will be better understanding of each other. There will be peaceful coexistence, and achievement of tasks will be easier. The second type of span of control is wide flat. Wide flat. I think I'm doing video delivery. I will have seen my hand. I make it like this, wide and flat. Why? Since it is wide, it implies that the number of employees that the managers or supervisor is supervising, they are more than that of tall, narrow. So the number of staff we have now is 20 as against 5 in tall, narrow. We are wide and flat. The number of staff given to the supervisor or manager to supervise, they are up to 20. But for effective supervision, there's a scholar that says that companies must use tall, narrow, that the number of supervision should not be more than 10. But you know that it's not applicable in this our side, because a lot of companies are trying to streamline their overhead expenses. And at the same time, you discover that even the supervisors too, they might not even pay them for that money for supervision. So we are still abusing this thing that we are going to have one supervisor coordinating or supervising about 50, 60 people. And there will be chaos, a lot of crisis in that group. So for you to achieve teamwork and cooperation, company must ensure that they reduce the number of staff that is given to supervisor to supervise. That is what the objective I want to achieve in that particular subtopic. So in exam condition, we will now have a situation whereby the company allocated or allocates large number of staff to be supervised and controlled or coordinated by the supervisor. And this one resulted to inability to achieve the desired result. Then we recommend that the span of control being used by the company is deficient. So rather, it is advisable that the company use what we call tall, narrow span of control for effective results. That is how you will see it in exam. Okay. So again, we have internal and external relationship. We've talked about relationship management a lot today. Company can achieve internal relationship, they can achieve external relationship, depending on the strategic approach and the situation facing the company. So the other area of interest I'm interested in is centralization versus decentralization. That one too, someone mentioned it sometimes. Centralization, just the same page that you have, that's in page 16. Immediately after the turn arrow, you will see internal relationship, centralization versus decentralization. There's some case scenario, some past questions like that, that they are asking that which one is effective. which one should we use as an individual and corporate organization? So in this case, please, the decision to centralize or decentralize is a very critical decision, and it cannot be decided by you and I. That decision is based on the situation facing the company. That is one. The decision to centralize or decentralize is based on the size of the company and the age of the company. At the same time, the decision to centralize or decentralize is based on the organization structure. That's the beauty of what we are doing. You know, we just stated that for a small company that is small in terms of age and size, and they just started, they are just growing, they will use entrepreneurial structure. And what happens in an entrepreneurial structure? All decisions are centralized by the owner. Is that understood? So anytime we are using centralized decision, the top management, the owner of the business, the CEO, the board of directors, they are the ones that make decision. But when we use decentralized decision, what will happen there is that under the decentralized decision, then they empower the divisional managers, they empower the functional managers, and the strategic business unit managers to take some decisions on behalf of the management. Hope that one is understood. So if that is understood, what are the advantages of centralized decision making? The advantages of centralized decision making is that it will bring about integration of the entire organization. The company will take decisions from one source. They have what we call a collective direction. It will be easier for us to monitor the achievement of our corporate decision, the use of resources, since we are taking decision and giving feedback to one source. When decision is centralized, it will be easier to coordinate and control activities. And during turbulent periods, period of chaos, just like what a lot of companies are facing now, centralized decision will be easier for the company. But when it's come to this decentralized decision, the benefits are okay. Because under the decentralized decision, it gives room for some of the managers too to be relevant, make some tactical and operational decisions. In decentralized decision, it gives the managers to be proactive, to improve in their intellectual capacity and ability to diagnose situation, make strategic decisions that will bring about teamwork, team unity for the betterment of the company. At the same time, in a decentralized decision making, it gives opportunity for delegation of tasks to the staff. And this one will bring about integration, networking at the top, middle, and the lower level of the management. In decentralized decision too, both internal and external relationship can be better taken, because whatever decision we are taking, that decision will be ratified by the top management. So we are going to have good, harmonious relationship in the organization. We have outsourcing, immediately after decentralization and centralization, we have outsourcing. Outsourcing is the same thing as subcontracting. That one has been penciled for us to understand. And what do we call outsourcing? Outsourcing means giving out part of the work that our company is awarded, or giving the entire work or project to another company to do on our behalf. So outsourcing simply means the strategic approach of subcontracting the entire job or part of the job to a subsidiary company. That subsidiary company is the company that we outsource that work for. We call them subsidiary company or third-party company. At times, the reason why companies are outsourcing is because they don't have sufficient time for them to complete the project. That is one reason. Two, due to make or buy decision. What did I mean by make or buy decision? They have looked at it. If they are to produce the product internally, execute the project, it will cost them more in buying machine, doing this, doing that, attracting expatriates. But if they give it out to a company that specializes in that area, they are going to do it at a reduced cost. They will do it better than doing it ourselves. At times, another reason for outsourcing, it might be because of lack of technology. We have the technical knowledge, lack of required equipment, competency, and core competency to do it. Then automatically, it is better for the company to outsource this to a company that they know they have the requisite knowledge and expertise to do it effectively. And don't forget, at times, companies outsource due to customers' directive. Some customers can give us a job to do now. They will not tell us that this part of the contract, when you get to this stage of the supply chain, should be given to social company to do while you continue the rest. Let me give you a good example of that. If a contract is awarded to Julius Berger, for instance, now, we want construction of an office. So then I inform us that after the construction of the office, before doing the interior and internal fitting, they want the roofing sheet to be done by Nigerite. So it is the customers that stipulate that the roofing sheet should be subcontract, outsourced to social company. And at times, there are some areas of manpower development like staff training that company will outsource. They will send their staff to external training. It's still what we call outsourcing. So that's what we call outsourcing. But some of the problems that is associated with outsourcing can be lack of control over the outsourced activities. At times, if what we give them, they don't do it based on the specification or the customer's requirements, it can lead to litigation. We can sue them for violation of the contractual breach. So outsourcing has some associated problems or crises. After the outsourcing, we have virtual organization. Virtual organization. What do we call virtual organization? It's been a while this particular topic comes out. I don't know, it be late 2020 or 2021. I will check if we have a question on virtual organization. Any company that does not have physical presence, they are the company that we said they are operating through what we call virtual, because they are the companies that operate through the internet. Those are the recent development of the digital business that people are doing. Some are influencer marketing, some are content creator or what have you. So they are ICT personnel, some they are into programming and coding. Virtually everything they do, their office is their laptop. Some they don't even, if they have staff, the number of staff they have is not more than 2 or 3 or highest, maybe 5, 6, 4. Some, all their business they do is majorly online, YouTube, Instagram, or what have you. Those are people that we say they are virtual organizations. And this one gives them opportunity to have a reduction in the cost of doing their business. They have the reduction in overhead expenses. reduction in overhead expenses. And at the same time, the virtual companies, they overcome geographical boundaries. They can employ people from different locations. They can operate any location. So far, the network is okay. They don't have crisis of network and weather condition that disrupts their access to network. So they can work from home. That will equally save them substantial resources, energy, and time, and make them to be available, accessible to customers 24 hours. So it saves time, traveling expenses, cost of establishing or rentages of offices. So virtual organization, what are some of the demerits of the virtual organization? Some of them, the merit that they can face is networking issue. When we have a very cogent, serious business transaction to make, and the network is not okay, then automatically it will disrupt the business. A substantial amount of money, capital, investments can be lost. It can lead to loss of that business opportunity too, because the disruption in the networking will hamper effective communication. And instances of violation of government regulation or cybercrime can make virtual business to be frustrating. So just know that the virtual organizations are the companies that does not have physical presence. They operate through the electronic medium. So we have the contingency theory of organization structure. That will follow immediately after the virtual contingency structure of organization structure. So what we call the contingency organization structure, I decided not to put it as part of the entrepreneurial structure, divisional structure, functional structure, and matrix structure, because it is not something that is permanent. In the contingency structure, it is the situation the company is experiencing now that will determine the kind of structure they are going to use. So that one will now inform the company that they must use the structure that fits their size, age, challenges at hand, government policy. And not that we are going to have something that is permanent. No. That's the reason why we call this contingency. Making provision for effective organizational structure that suits the present challenges or current conditions that the company is facing. So in the contingency structure, Burns and Stoker now give us that there are two types of structure that we can even look at. We have mechanistic structure and organic structures. That one has been put in tabular form. There are two forms of their current types of structure, and both has its own advantages. We have mechanistic organization. In the mechanistic organization and structure, we can see authority is delegated in the company through hierarchy management structure. It will come from the top management, middle to lower. But under the organic organization structure, individuals influence decision. The middle level managers, the functional managers, because of their expatriate skills, experience, and positions, they give them opportunity to make some decisions on behalf of the company. And that decision must be for the utmost benefit of the company and not for their own selfish interests. Under the mechanistic organization, there's a lot of bureaucracy, protocols, procedures to follow. But in the organic organization, control is cultural and not bureaucratic. There is a sort of flexibility in decision making, in procedures, and operational process. In the mechanistic organization, communication is vertical, up and down. It will come as a chain of command from the top management to the middle and down to the lower management level. But under the organic structure, you can see the mode of communication at times depends on the expatriate, skill, knowledge, and positions. Because they give opportunity for people for self-development and to make vital contributions. The major difference between these two forms of structure that we are comparing is that the organic structure that we have in our right hand is always good for companies that operate in a dynamic business environment. It is good for companies that want to achieve sustainable growth and improve capacity development of their staff, because it gives more opportunity and contribution of managers, employees, than that of mechanical structure. But that mechanistic structure too, it's not that it's not suitable. It's a very good structure, but that one is more applicable in a relatively stable business environment. And you and I know that business environment is not stable. But the little time we have been engaging ourselves to share knowledge now, only God knows if the dollar rate has increased, the pound rate has increased or dropped. Some policy might have been instituted by the government or investors. So the business environment is dynamic. It is turbulent, constantly changing. So that's the more reason why companies must find a balance between the use of organic structure and mechanistic structure. May I ask you this, please? This is 305. We still have some pages to look at. Should we make this our lecture to be 2-in-1, the way we did for competitive advantage? But from the look of things, it shows that we can't finish this our slides today. And I don't want a situation whereby we just rush. I always like to teach to understand it, so that the students will be able to understand, retain this thing. It will be of value to us, not just for exam, so that all these things will be useful to us for empowerment too. So I'm of the view, after looking at Misbach 5 building block for organizational configuration, we should bring the lecture to an end, because I still have another lecture now by 3:30. I have physical class, so that we are now going to continue our lecture with Misbach 6 organizational configuration. Or rather, alternatively, we look at Misbach 5 building block and Misbach 6 organizational configuration and bring the lecture to end. So that means I'm going to divide this lecture material into 2. So we'll now continue from there next week. Is that okay, my learned colleagues? Because I don't want to impose any decision. I take to your superior decision. Without you, there is no me. Without you, there is no equity. It's okay? Okay, other contributions, please. Okay. Dr. Jacob, Amont, Famino, Taiwo, Judith. Is that decision okay? You can unmute and let me know, please.
Yes, sir. It's okay, sir.
It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. So the next thing that we have now, quickly go there. That is page 19 that we have. After the comparison of the mechanistic structure and organic structure, we have Misbach 5 building blocks for organization configuration. You see, the MISBA 5 building block for organizational configuration is a very interesting thing. It's something that we know. The man is just telling us that in an organization, we have 5 building blocks. This building block is what is turning the company around to achieve results. The building block, they are the one that is assisting the company to achieve survival, stability, growth, profitability, expansion. So according to Henry Misbach, he said the 5 building blocks that are vital for the continuous existence of the company are the following. 1, strategic apex. 2, operating core. 3, middle line. 4, support staff. And 5, techno structure. Those are the 5 building blocks that the man mentioned. And what is the meaning of these strategic apex, operating core, middle line, support staff, and techno structure? He said the 5 of them, when they work together, they make company to achieve results. So when we are talking of company, these are the people that make up the company. The strategic apex refers to the top management of the organization. That is the board of directors, the CEO, the shareholders, the investors. Those are the strategic apex. Very simple. Operating core. Operating core refers to you and I, employees of a company. If you don't use the word employee, just use the word staff or workforce. Employees, those are the operating core. Operating core. They are the one that is assisting us to achieve results. Middle line. Middle lines are the managers, the divisional managers, functional managers, sales manager. You get it? The supervisors, all those people are what we call the middle line. Support staff. Support staff are depending. We have some IT personnel in some company, they call them support staff. Normally, it should be part of the operating core. Support staff, something like our security personnel, the cleaner, they are support staff. Our secretary, they are support staff. Why the techno structure? The techno structures are accountants, engineers, the production managers, logistic managers, forensic accountants. The techno structure are the categories of staff that assist the company in technical areas. They have special area of knowledge or skills or discipline. Just an accountant, engineers, production manager, what have you, those are the people we call technostructure. Computer programmers, they are technostructure. That is the meaning of the MISBA 5 building block. MISBA now go further when you look at that. Anytime we are talking of strategic apex, they are so powerful. And in any company that has strategic apex, they are the ones that take major decision. Is that understood? So the technostructure, because of their technical knowledge, engineering knowledge, accounting knowledge, logistic knowledge, these are the people that give technical support to companies in the area of, like for instance, now, buying of machine, maintenance of machine, and the rest. So they are very dominant and they take what we call a bureaucratic decision because they like policy to be followed. Similar to MISBA 5 building block, in the same page, you will see MISBA 6 organization configuration. MISBA 6 organization configuration. So what do we call MISBA 6 organization configuration? And in MISBA says that the 5 building blocks that we just discussed now and the 6 organization configuration, they are more or less interrelated. They are interwoven. Somebody should unmute, please. So it said the 6 organization configuration, they are the simple structure machine bureaucracy, professional bureaucracy, divisional form or bureaucracy, we have advocacy and missionary organization. Those are the things that we call MISBAG 6 configuration of an organization. I'll say that again. The MISBAG 6 organization configuration are simple structure, machine bureaucracy, professional bureaucracy, divisional form, advocacy, and missionary organization. So now let's look at what do we call simple structure. He said a simple structure is found in an entrepreneurial company, in a small company, namely established business or growing business. For you to know how interrelated they are, the scholar informs us that in a simple structure that is being dominated by the owner of the business, the strategic apex take all major control, that they hardly delegate responsibility to either the middle staff or the support staff. They take all the decisions alone. That's what we call simple structure. In a machine bureaucracy, what happened in the machine? You have seen the word machine. And I told you, not quite long, that the technostructure, they give us engineering support, accounting support, production support. So under machine bureaucracy, in this kind of company, the technostructure play major role. They assist us in the area of engineering, forensic audit, production, procurement, store management. They use their expertise. So in a machine bureaucracy, in that company, the technostructure are the major dominants there. So they are the ones that play major role for the company. In a professional bureaucracy, under the professional bureaucracy, what should come to your mind? The operating core, they are the dominant elements there. Why? How come the professional bureaucracy is being dominated by the staff that we call operating core? It's because all our staff have different backgrounds. We have some that study mass comm, marketing, engineering, accounting. We have some that study human resources management. We have some, their area of specialization is procurement. Some they study banking and finance. We have different people with professional knowledge and area of discipline that they have acquired over time with cognate experience. So in the professional bureaucracy, operating core dominates. They are pivotal, and we don't joke with them. In the divisional form, under the divisional form, division, the middle level managers, supervisors, head of the department, they are the ones that play major role. They are the dominant element there. And when you look at it, top management, middle level manager, like sales manager, production manager, finance manager, admin manager, they are the ones taking major decisions. Do this, do that. They are the ones doing meeting with the company. Whatever policy the company brings, they will be the one to disseminate it. Our result and the feedback from the staff, they will be the one to communicate it up. They are the link. So they are the divisions. Division manager, they are dominating under the divisional forms. But advocacy, what happened to advocacy and missionary? In the advocacy organization is a very complex company. And apart from being complex, they have the disorder structure. Disorder structure. As a result of that, they need people to work together as one. That is it for team unity, collective goal achievement and setting. Because of the complexity nature of the organization. So in anything advocacy, all staffs, including the management, must work together as one. And that's the very reason why the scholar Misbah say the best form of organization configuration is advocacy, because it brings about teamwork, team unity, and team result getting. In the missionary organization Gloria, please unmute, please. Gloria, you can mute yourself, please. In a missionary organization is a kind of organization that they serve have what we call collective beliefs. They have common goals. They share the same values. They share the same commitment and philosophy. As a result of that, anytime company implement new changes, they have to accept that change and work towards achieving the stated goals of the company. So Ms. Wagner informs us that of all these CE's organization configuration, advocacy structure is the best. All other two are good. But in the advocacy, because of that teamwork, it's not about team innovation and team support, collective achievement, lean manufacturing and production. That is reduction in wastages. So let's please stop our lecture here. By next weekend, we are going to continue with our lecture. So I will divide this our lecture material into two, so that we limit it to where we stop today. So by next weekend, we are going to look at performance pyramids, the balance scorecard, Fitzgerald and Moon model. So we look at the Fitzgerald and Moon model, and we have a strategic change as a topic, change management too. Reason why customers persist change. We have look at Gemini 5 R's of change and Lewin's change management and drivers of change. Those are the remaining things that we have. I don't want us to rush it. By the grace of God, we meet in peace, because failure to do that, it will affect. So all these things will not stick. Like for instance, too, part of the material we have today, we have McKinsey 7S model. That one categorize reinforcement of the company processes into two under the organization change and culture. We have soft skill and we have hard skill. In the soft skill, we have 3 soft skill. In the hard skill, we have 4. So all these things cannot be rushed. And the last thing we are going to discuss next week will be on cultural web. This is cultural web element. Thanks so much for staying tuned and be part of this lecture today. God will continue to enrich our knowledge and crown our effort with success. So
amen.
Enjoy the rest of your day. You are welcome.